All right. So I'm going to take a break from the Rachmaninoff because realistically, it's not a piece that I'm going to learn anytime soon. So I thought I'd illustrate some of these practicing principles. Sorry, this thing's right in the middle of my face. By using a much shorter piece, but something that I've never played that I've always wanted to play. And it's one of the Chopin preludes. Chopin has 24 preludes that go through all the different keys. Some of them I can still play, some of them I can't, as you can clearly hear from the first one. Yeah, but there's one that I've always wanted to play in C sharp minor, I believe, that is really fast, really short. But I could use some of these practice techniques that we were working on with the Rock 3 to try and get it under our fingers and see how we do. So without further ado, let's listen to it first. And there's a, again, IMSLP is a kind of royalty-free, copyright-free repository of this music. This is in French. This is the Alfred Cortot, who's a brilliant pianist, edition where he edited this. But let's listen to him play it so we can actually hear what this should sound like. Alright, so you get that idea. Now let me find where I had this so I can pause it. Alright, so let's go back a little bit. It's fast, it's in the key of C sharp minor, as you can see. You know, in little notation, you've got these 4 sharps here, which means it's either in the key of C sharp minor or it's in the relative measure, which would be E major. Both of those have 4 sharps in it. And the first thing I noticed when looking at this, well, the first thing I would look for in any kind of a piece like this that seems really fast, but I'm looking for patterns, right? Chopin has a lot of patterns typically, as do a lot of the other more romantic artists who move very, very quickly. So let's see. Got a shape here. Got a shape here, 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 and so forth. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shapes. Let me get my keyboard up here so you can see it side by side. So the first one, I've got a G and a C sharp, G sharp and a C sharp. Then I've got C sharp and G sharp, F sharp and C, C sharp and G sharp, F sharp and C sharp. So I've already got kind of a pattern. I'm going all the way down. The first one's a little different because it's got a G in there, a G sharp instead of an F sharp, but get the idea. So that makes it not as bad. And then you've got these little 5 notes per I guess, grouping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So already I can see this pattern continues to emerge. I've got, like starting here, C and G. Here we go. Well, those 5 notes are exactly the same as these 5 notes, just an octave apart. So if I can do one, I can do the other one. Same thing with this one with the F sharp and the C sharp. If I can do this one, I can do this one. So it really becomes stringing all these things together, getting little patterns in your hand, and then landing on the next one. Alright, let me back up a little bit and clear that stuff if I can. Okay. How do I clear you? Let's back up all of it. Alright, so let's try and piece this together. Let me make it smaller so you can see all of my hands. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, you can already hear there. I kind of land on that note. That's the focal point. We want to have all this flowery stuff and then land on the G sharp. And I'm holding it too. Right? You can see it's got a dotted half note, so I'm holding it all the way through. That's important. So that finger's going down, it's not going to go up again. I messed that up the first time. It's very important that this B, it's a B sharp, so and harmonically equivalent to a C natural. Go back. This one sounds a little different. All right, so this second part is exactly the same as the first one with one exception. There's this note. The first time we do it, we have an A natural. The second time, we have an A sharp. So already, if you can follow these patterns, you have the exact same pattern, in the right hand at least, in both parts. There's just one note difference. So if we can learn those patterns, you already have half the piece done. Same thing. Then I go to the A sharp instead. And then I have a different move here. Let's just keep going to see what we've got going with the right hand. Now I've got a little bit of a different pattern. Same pattern, but different chords to go under. Here I've got kind of like a B minor situation instead. I've got F sharp and C sharp, then B natural and F sharp, then F sharp and C sharp, then I'm guessing this is going to be, yep, B natural and F sharp. And what I'm talking about when I'm saying this, again, the first little move, the first of each of these groupings of 5. So every beat, dun, 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 dun. Did I have that right? Yeah. Now let's see if we can get the right hand patterns. So that's a little more of a stretch. So I've got to get that thumb over. Thumb. And then I'm back to the same thing we started with. Pattern, 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 pattern. Then I just have some really cool stuff to finish up with. So it's really not all that bad. You've got one grouping of 2 measures that you repeat 3 times, essentially, with one difference, just that A sharp. Here's the first time. Oops. First one. Second one. Put a little asterisk because it's got the A sharp in it, and then the third one. And then this whole section right here, this one with the B minor, like I mentioned, is a little bit different, but the same idea, same rhythmic complexity. So already you can see there's a lot of patterns that we can draw on that makes this really quick piece not quite as intimidating as it could be. And then back to the beginning one. So the key is really going to be, for the right hand at least, getting those groupings down. So what I'm going to practice maybe today or tomorrow is just these little quick bursts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can kind of be like fleeting. You can see that you start loud and then there's a decrescendo here. So each one of them, it's almost... I'm already looking at my hand. Still go a lot faster, or you can play a lot faster once you can look at your hand, or just have it memorized. Not memorized in your brain, but in your hands, where you have that muscle memory, and you just know if I'm right here. You can kind of figure out. So I'll keep working on that, and then tomorrow we'll work on this left hand, which I'd imagine there's some patterns as well. A lot of rolling, arpeggiated open chords. But I bet if we looked at these, there'd be a lot of commonalities between each one of them. So anyway, that's it for now. And until next time, we'll start working on putting it all together and getting our speed up. And this will be and making it musical as well. It should be a little bit easier than the Rock 3 to see what a finished product might look like, however long it takes.